Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Hope it's going well. Okay, let's film a video, shall we? Hi, everybody. My name is GERKEN. Welcome back to the channel. I'm a wedding videographer from Kansas City, Missouri. I like drinking Dr. Pepper and talking to a camera. And today, we are going to teach you, tell you, talk to you about how to price your films. Let's get into it. Ignore that in the background. We are currently making proxies for the video that I will release at the end of this month, depending on when this one goes out. I don't know. Regardless, yeah, ignore that. We're making proxies back there. She don't matter. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to price your films. Now we're going to specifically talk about wedding films because everything else in the film industry is just complicated. So we're going to talk about wedding films. Pricing wedding films is not hard. It's not hard. There is a math formula that you can use, and I'll share that with you a little bit later on. But first, we're going to talk about a few things to remember while you're, going through, like, what should I price my films? Number one, don't price based on other people, price based on you. You are the only person who knows your business. Nobody else knows your business, okay? So I can sit here and I can teach you how to price your films. However, when it comes to the actual numbers, I don't know those. I can teach you how to plug them into this math formula, but I can't, tell you exactly what to charge. You are the only person who knows your business. Nobody knows your business better than you. Therefore, you should charge based on what you should charge, not based on what everybody else is charging. Now, if you're like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more expensive or cheaper than other people in your area, I would suggest fixing that. So I'm not saying go crazy, go stupid, but also I'm not saying, okay, this person over here is charging $4,000. Oh, that means I have to charge $4,000. No, it doesn't. Okay, this person over here is charging $500. Oh, that means I need to charge $500. No, it doesn't. It means you have to charge whatever you need to charge. Ignore everybody else. Ignore everybody else. Charge what you need. Charge what you need to make your business successful. Moving on. Okay, so pricing as a whole depends on a lot of things. Mainly three things. Your experience, your portfolio, and how good your films are compared to others. Now, this is the only time that I ever want you to play the comparison game. When you're trying to think about how much you should charge, look around your area. So like around here in Kansas City, we have a lot of very good filmmakers. However, I'm getting into more of elopements, and so I have started to look at like specifically elopement videographers. Not a lot of those are in Kansas City. Most of those are out there in the world. But if I was filming local here in Kansas City, I'd start looking at everybody else's films, and for the only time, see how my films compare to theirs. Is mine at the same quality? That was rude. When it comes to trying to price your films around like the local area, look at other people's films. Is my film, better than theirs? Is my film worse than theirs? Yeah, this part kind of sucks, but how does my film compare to theirs? Is it around the same quality, higher, lower, whatever. And, be honest with yourself. Like, be honest. Just, you know what I mean. Be honest and take it how it is. There are going to be people who are better than you. There are people who are better than me. There are a lot of people better than me. There are going to be people who are worse than you. It just be like that, okay? Everybody starts somewhere. Everybody is somewhere. It'd be like that. Okay, moving on. So, when we talk about your experience, how long have you been filming? How long have you been filming weddings? These are two separate things, because you could have a ton of experience as like a professional DP, but never have shot a wedding before. Or you could have shot many weddings as a photographer, but never as a videographer. So it kind of just depends. It depends on your experience. And your experience has to do with both of these two things. How long have you been filming? How long have you been filming weddings? Because wedding days are completely different than regular shoot days. Wedding days have a sense of urgency and a sense of thinking quick on your feet. So if you've been filming for a really long time, but you've only been filming commercial work or short films or maybe stuff that was a little bit more planned, and you've never shot a wedding before, then your experience in weddings is a little bit lower, but your filming experience is a little bit higher. Now, on the flip side, if you have been photographing, shooting weddings for, a long, long time, so you know kind of how a wedding day works, but you've never filmed one, then, of course, the scales tip the other way. I shot my first wedding for $300. If you have not seen my first wedding film video, you should go watch that. I shot that wedding for $300. That was all the bride could afford. That's all they wanted to pay. Sure, done. I was there for a very long time. I should have. Yeah, I was there for a really long time. But still, it worked. It got my foot in the door. It allowed me to kind of see, okay, do I want to do this as a career? I'll give you a hint. Let's move on to the next part of this, your portfolio. Kind of goes hand in hand with experience, but it also depends on what kind of weddings you're shooting, because certain kind of weddings will have different prices. Luxury weddings that cost $100,000 will have pretty big budgets for wedding videographers and photographers. Elopements might have a little bit smaller one. Local weddings, they can vary. Local weddings are either super expensive or super cheap. It just kind of depends. Intimate weddings, I shot an intimate wedding for my full package price, so I mean, hey, it just kind of depends. It depends on what your portfolio has. I shoot a lot of elopements. I charge less for elopements than I do for traditional weddings, just because I like shooting them more. I've not shot as many, so I'm trying to still get my foot in the door, but still. So it kind of depends on what kind of stuff that you shoot, what kind of stuff you want to shoot. If you're trying to get your foot in the door to different types of weddings, lower your prices a little bit. And if you've shot a lot of traditional weddings and that's what you want to shoot traditional weddings, and you've shot, you know, a lot, then you can afford to raise your prices. Okay. All right, now let's talk about the stuff that nobody wants to hear. The average cost of a wedding videographer is $2,100. Yeah, and on the low end of that, we've got about $1,000, and on the really high end, you got about $4,000. Okay, I'm gonna be transparent with everybody. I charge $2,800 for an elopement or micro wedding. I charge $3,200 for a wedding, like a traditional wedding. I have found that pricing works for me. It works for my clients. I am also the type of person, though, I'm willing to work with you. If you've not seen my discount video, you should go watch that. Weddings are so expensive, and it kind of makes me mad, and I really hate charging people an arm and a leg just to hire me. Like, it makes me feel weird. I don't know. I'm a business person who feels weird about charging people. Leave me alone. Besides the point, wedding videography, wedding photography, weddings in general are expensive. So you can kind of afford to charge a little bit more when you're starting out, but you also really have to think, you have to get rid of this oh, I'm chasing money. You've got to think about where you are. You've got to think about every single thing we're going to talk about here today. Your cost of doing business, the math formula that we're about to show you, that I'm about to show you. There's no we here. Who's the we? It's just me. How much you should charge, your experience, your portfolio, everything. You've got to think about everything. Don't go into weddings thinking like, oh, I'm gonna chase a lot of money. I'm gonna get some money. So that's what I did, and I failed miserably. I ended up quitting, and then of course I came back. That's a whole different story. But yes, weddings are expensive, so you can afford to charge a little bit more, but don't go out of your way to charge $4,000 if you've never shot a wedding before. Don't be that person. Just don't do it, because people in the industry will look at you like you're crazy. Okay, now I'm going to show you this math formula that I didn't really develop, but I kind of morphed. I did not develop this math formula. I found it off of a TikTok, but I figured I would just show it here for you. I don't know who originally found it, but it stuck in my brain. I wrote it down. I found it like years ago, okay? Let's get into it. Let me show you this math formula and how you can use this to price your foot. I got an Apple Pencil for Christmas. Thank you, my brother. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to calculate your cost of doing business, otherwise known as your operating expenses. Now, this is everything that goes into doing your business. Now, let's just start on the business side. So, we're thinking things like premiere, advertising, camera rentals, gear, subscriptions. All of this goes into doing business. We are also going to factor in personal costs, because you are a business person. You have bills to pay. You're going to pay them with these videos. So we've got things like rent, gas, food. We'll just say other, because, you know. Now that we have these two things figured out, we have personal expenses. Also, by the way, if you can get all your personal expenses done for $2,800 a month, props to you, bro. We have our personal expenses, and we have our cost of doing business expenses. Now, because of the sake of even numbers, I'm going to round this down to 700 even. We're going to take this number right here and this number right here, and we're going to add those together. That'll give us 3,500, and that is how much it costs to do business and to stay alive per month. just, yeah, it's not accurate. I know, I get it. So this is how much you need to make per month to keep yourself alive. Now we're going to talk about profit. How much profit do you want to make per month? This can literally be any number. I'm not even kidding. You can pull this straight out of your ass. This can be any number. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 17,000. It does not matter. Any number. We're going to say, for the sake of this video, we're going to make $1,000 profit. Now what we do is we take this number and this number, add them together, $4,500. This is how much we need to make per month for our business. Now, how much do you want to shoot? Do you want to shoot 2 videos a week? Do you want to shoot 1 video a week? For the sake of this example, we're going to shoot 1 video a week. So 4,500 divided by 4. 4,500 divided by 4. Can't do that math on the top of my head. 11.25. This is your price per video. If I do 4 videos a month, 4 wedding videos a month, I need to charge $1,100. What if you only want to do 2 videos a month? 4,500 divided by 2, $2,250. That's how much you need to shoot if you want to film only 2 videos a month. So your pricing can vary. This is just a very simple sort of math problem, and I will somehow, some way edit this to where I can put it up on screen and you can take a screenshot of it or something, because I kind of went through this fast. But if you follow these exact steps, then you should get an actual number instead of just pulling one out of your ass. And then based on this number right here, based on the number that you have, you can say, okay, do I want to charge more than that? Do I want to charge less than that? This is my cost of doing business. Now, your cost of doing business is right here. This is what you need to charge to you know, live. But when you're just getting into the industry, this number might not be achievable. So what you could do is, if you're just getting into the industry, you could start at like 1,000 and then see how that goes. Now, this is the most important part of pricing. If you are getting a lot of no's, your prices are too high. If you are getting a lot of yeses, your prices are too low. What that basically means is, if you're getting a lot of inquiries in and you're getting a lot of booking, like instant yeses, your prices are way too low. On the other hand, if you're getting ghosted, or if you're getting just a lot of no's because of your pricing, then your pricing is way too high. It's a balancing act. Now, I'm not saying that if one person says no to you because they can't afford you, I'm not saying that that means that your prices are so extremely high. That just means that they might not be able to afford you. If you're getting a healthy mixture of yeses and nos when it comes to your pricing, then your prices are just right. Okay, we've been filming for 25 minutes. This is gonna be a bitch to edit. I think that's all I have for you today. I hope this helped you in a way. This helped me when I was first starting out, so I hope it helps you guys as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please drop them down below, and I will try to answer as many as I can. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Let me know if this helps you. Let me know what you think. And if you have any other questions, let me know. And if you have any other ideas for videos like this that you want me to make, covering the business side of things, pricing side of things, anything really, you let me know. I love you all. See you guys later. Bye. Yeet! I did it backwards. I usually do right, left. I did left, right. That was kind of odd. All right. Goodbye.